My guest, Alison Gatz, and I are in agreement. What are your thoughts? Are women having a midlife crisis or having a midlife awakening? An awakening where they begin questioning who they are now, what they truly want moving forward, and whether there might be a lot more room left to live. You are not burnt out because you are weak. You are burnt out because you have been extraordinary for far too long without rest. That quote by today's guest, Alison Gatz, stopped me in my tracks because I think so many women, especially in midlife, feel that deeply. Today's conversation is part of our Shared Story series, where women share real experiences to help us learn, grow, reflect, and realize we are not alone in what we are navigating. One of the things I love most about my conversation with Alison is the reminder that reinvention does not always have to follow traumatic life events or a dramatic turning point. Sometimes reinvention begins with something much smaller, giving yourself permission to evolve, permission to become more curious, permission to want more for yourself, permission to reconnect with parts of yourself that may have been buried beneath years of responsibilities, expectations, caregiving, and simply surviving life. Alison's story is one of courage, curiosity, reinvention, and intentional living. From navigating loss, divorce, sobriety, health challenges, entrepreneurship, motherhood, and eventually the transition into an empty nest, she has continued asking herself, what else might still be possible? Today, through Life by Ali G, AMG Retreats, and her work as a publisher of Fisher's Magazine in Indiana, Alison helps women reconnect with a sense of vitality, correction, and possibility in midlife. This is a thoughtful, honest, and incredibly relatable conversation for any woman who has ever felt that quiet pull towards something more. So settle in and join us for this meaningful conversation as Alison and we discuss the topic head on. Alison, thanks so much for being here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited for this conversation.
So am I. I was really intrigued. I have to back up a little bit though. I met Alison on Instagram and I don't know, I don't want to call it doom scrolling, but I was scrolling for sure. And I came across a woman walking in nature in kind of a wooded area. And it was the content that really drew me to her. She was talking about being an empty nester, and she for years had been a sports mom. And that was something that I could totally relate to simply because I had lived that life myself. Now, my daughter's a little bit older than her three daughters, but I had gone through the same thing. And all of a sudden, you're figuring out sports schedules one day, and then all of a sudden, you see that there's a change in life.
Yeah.
And Alison, can you tell me, your perspective on that?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I didn't have the foresight as it was going. Now, when my youngest daughter got into her senior year, the only way that I could describe it, especially as we were going through senior night and doing their big memory boards and going through all the pictures, and I could just feel my heart breaking just a little bit every single day. And the only thing that I could equate to, have you ever been on a roller coaster?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you're going up that very first hill and and it's just chugging up the hill and it's like chug, 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 chug. And you're second guessing your entire life at that point because you're like, why did I choose to do this? What am I doing? I want to get off. I don't want to go over this hill. And you're just looking up and you're like, oh God, and you're just bracing for it. That's exactly the feeling that I had. And I just kept telling myself, just hunker in, feel the suck and the muck, and just know that this is going to hurt. This is going to sting. And it's also going to be okay. And it's okay to still hold the joy and be so incredibly proud of what your kids have done and who they've become. But then you also know in the back of your mind that there's another side of all this that's going to sting. And it's going to ask us a really hard question, which is, who am I now?
Right.
So we either run from it and go sit in the corner and suck our thumb and let life do life? Or we say, okay, now what? What are we going to do with ourselves?
Exactly. What's next for me? What are the possibilities? And I think you've done really well with looking at the possibilities. Was there a long period of time between this is going to suck and that period where you really took that first step? Was it I don't mean sudden, did you find that you were, okay, this really sucks, and then, okay, I'm ready to go? Was it a process? Was it an evolution? Share that a little bit more with our listeners.
I feel like it's been years in the making, but if I really kind of like quantify it and look at how long it's been less than a year. Because my
Okay.
daughter just wrapped up her freshman year of college. So she's back home for summer now. And so, like, this is all just happening in real time and it's happening really fast. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I think it got fast tracked because I had a friend tell me who's older, she's a dear friend of mine. And she told me that when my youngest daughter goes to college and the house is going to be empty, that I need to have a trip planned for after that happens because it's going to be shocking to the system. And that was the best piece of advice that I got. And so we did. We
Okay.
planned a hiking trip to Big Sur, California. I'd always wanted to go hike in Big Sur. And I thought, well, this is a perfect time. So we carved out some time. I think we went towards the end of August. My daughter was going to be gone. The house was going to be empty. And so we just got on a plane. We rented a convertible Mustang to go winding on the roads through
Rose,
California.
right.
And we did all the things. And that ignited a spark in me that I didn't know existed because in travel sports, you travel a lot. We were all over the country and we stayed in all kinds of hotels and really cool places and everything else. But there's something different about traveling for yourself and by yourself and traveling for sports for your kids because you're showing up differently,
Absolutely. And I can relate having done the nationals and traveling out of state and taking airplanes so that I could watch my daughter compete. And it was exciting, but it is a totally different mindset. But I'm glad you had that opportunity. And let me ask you this. So you've been doing a lot since, in this past year. Did you just start Ali G and the AMG retreats? Did you just do that all within the last year? Or was this
Yeah.
something in the making?
No, this all just came. So when I say life has exploded since all this happened, yeah, it has. My first ones after I came back, no, I think maybe even before my California trip, I decided actually that I wanted to go on a retreat in Costa Rica. And so I had that planned and then I went to California. So then when I got back, I really started kind of focusing on the retreat. And I'm like, this is going to be life changing. Like before I even went on the retreat, I knew in my soul and in my heart that it was going to be life changing. And I knew that I wanted to be the person to help women experience that. So I started
Right.
AMG retreats before I even went on my retreat. That's how convinced I was that this
Awesome.
is something I wanted to do.
Isn't that amazing? I do have to speak to that because, again, when we see things in a certain way, when we say they're not going to work, chances are they may work, but they may not work that well, or they may not work at all. But you went into it with this is going to be life changing, and that's what sometimes just our
Yeah.
perspective, our intention, and our purpose. I'm hearing a lot from you that really aligns very nicely with Pillar One for Beyond the Glass Slipper and getting out the message to women of the importance of living life intentionally. Number one, and number two, finding their purpose along the way. But I mean, you're kind of a textbook example of the fact that you had a really great attitude, planned well to not circumvent what was coming, but kind of live through what was coming and with a very positive attitude that you wanted to keep going. And I could see from what you said, correct me if I'm wrong, that you really found your purpose along the way through some of this travel that you did. Would you agree
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah. And I think my purpose evolves, and for the longest time, I felt like you need to find your purpose. And that purpose
Right.
isn't for me. just one thing because I'm a
Yep.
multi-passionate person about multiple different things. And I think my purpose showing up in the world in my most full version that I can be to be in service of other people. I believe
That's
also that my pain and my trauma and my lived experiences, I feel like those are built to also help people, that they don't have to happen in vain, that they can happen for a purpose that doesn't necessarily need to be my purpose, but I can help fulfill somebody else's purpose by showing them the way, by paving the way. And so I
yeah.
think sometimes purpose, when what's my life's purpose? And we get down this rabbit hole of trying to find our purpose. And next thing we know, 20 years goes by and we're still trying to find our purpose and we feel
Yeah.
incomplete. And we don't
Yeah.
have to feel incomplete. We just have to still stay curious.
Yes, I am each episode with a reminder to stay curious. So we are so aligned, and I'm learning more about our alignment as you're talking, which is great. And everything that you just said, I totally agree with. And I think that purpose does look different for different people. And I don't think it's just one life event that we should be actively after. We should be kind of doing checks and balances along the way to see how happy we are things resonating with us. Do they make us move closer to what we're doing, or is it a chore? Because your purpose should not be, yeah, there's our times, our purpose, things that we feel are our purpose are going to present as a chore because it's a step in the right direction. It's to achieve a goal,
Mhm.
but overall it should not drain us. And I think that if anything, everything that you've been talking about is that it has energized you.
I think it energizes us when we're in alignment. And I had a
Right.
teacher, mindset coach, and somebody that I absolutely adore and respect. One of the quotes that he gave me was, Allison, don't grind, align. And so if we're grinding with something and it just doesn't feel right and it just sucks the life
Right.
out of us and it drains our energy, we're not in alignment. And so
I
it's always evolving and reinvention, whatever you want to call it. It's all about staying in alignment, and that constantly is moving. We don't get to a point and destination that says, okay, I'm here. I found my purpose. I've got it. I can put my stake in the sand and be like, okay, I arrived. Yeah, well,
right.
life's going to change tomorrow. I guarantee it. So you might as well just pick that stick up because you're going to have to evolve again. That's
Right,
life.
right. That's right. As long as you keep moving and have that positive attitude that allows you to propel yourself and try different things and not get stuck on something that maybe isn't even really working for you and you're working against, you're grinding, as you said. I love that quote. As a matter of fact, I just wrote it down. Don't grind, align. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I keep thinking of all these t-shirt ideas when I speak
Right.
with women like yourself.
I
It's
say
like,
that all the
yeah.
time, especially when we're on vacations or trips or something, and we always throw out these one-liners, and I'm like, "That's a t-shirt."
That's a t-shirt thing. Either we used to, well, I think when I was a kid growing up anyway, we used to say that's a bumper sticker,
Yes.
but now we say that's a t-shirt. I don't think anybody puts bumper stickers on their car anymore. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Also, what you talk about reinvention and that reinvention, it doesn't have to be associated with trauma or a loss or hitting rock bottoms. Reinvention can also come from curiosity. Anything else you want to say, about that?
I've just always been a very curious person. I've been very curious about who I am. I want to know what my genetic makeup is, my personality traits, my character flaws, this constant curiosity. And it's always been that way with me. But then even when I got sober and I went through a 12-step program, that working that program really enforces getting to the root of things to try and figure out, like, why are we responding the way we are? Why am I triggered the way that I am? Why do I stall when all I want to do is go forward? So it's constantly asking these questions. And it fuels me because I truly believe that by the time I get to the end of my time on this earth, I want to be the best absolute version of myself that I could have been. So I can see everything in the world that I need to see, that I need to feel all the feelings that I need to feel, and that I'm ready for my transition to the next life or to whatever the next is, and feel at peace with my time here.
That's wonderful, and
And
you are
I don't know.
you're living that. No regrets. I'll tell you, that's part of what led me to be doing what I'm doing right now, working with older patients. All my patients were always, I say older patients, and some of them were my age. But anyway, point being is I would hear regrets. They didn't, take that trip. They didn't take an opportunity. They made decisions that they didn't course correct because they thought they couldn't, and maybe they really couldn't. But the bottom line is that they're living their final days out with regrets, and that I find that saddens me. So the message is to try to reduce your regrets.
We feel stuck a lot because the fear of change is massive. I mean, that's why people stay in abusive, toxic relationships. That's why people stay stuck in careers their entire lives, is the fear of change, because we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what's on the other side of it. And so it's scary.
Rooted in the fear of the unknown. We know what we have in our hand and not going to take any chances to make those changes. And that affects a lot of people. I actually, I think I'm a little bit of an anomaly, and I think that you might be on the same page with me. Is I thrive on change. I always have. I'm not talking relationships now. I'm really talking professionally. I've worn many, many different hats, as have you.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
I don't know about the master of none. I think you're doing a pretty darn good job of mastering. I mean, just the fact that you want to be in touch with your feelings and you want to understand why some things are happening. And I think when we stop and ask ourselves some of the why questions, it helps to do a lot of things. And one of them is regulate us. It helps us change course if we're willing to listen.
Yeah.
And it really helps us to grow. It's the only way I can't speak for everybody, but it's the only way I know how to grow. And I wasn't always willing to answer those questions. Now I'm willing to stop and ask.
Now with social media and our cell phones and jobs and the to-do list, and it's so easy to be so distracted.
Yes.
So
What do you do to keep yourself more focused?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. That is my biggest challenge right now, because
Okay.
I'll take that back. Probably within the past 30 days, I really noticed that I'm becoming less and less of a consumer, especially with social media, that I just don't find enjoyment in the scroll, that it just does something to me energetically. And so I just don't do it.
So, Alison, talking about focus, and I'm just wondering if you could give us any insight into how you stay focused.
No. And I'm just being completely honest and vulnerable here, because I don't always have my shit together. I am very ADHD. I am very much a fart in a skillet sometimes. And, when the wave hits and I'm being productive, I ride it as long as I can. But there are some days I wake up and my brain is just not going to participate in the day with me. And I know that, what? Today's just not going to be one of those superstar days, and I adjust. And I think that's honestly just part of our body chemistry right now in this season of life, that, we never really know what we're going to get. But I do know that how I connect and how I recalibrate is I get in nature. I put my feet in the soil. I put my hands in the dirt. I put my eyes up to the sun. I breathe some fresh air. That is how I recenter. That's how I get regrounded. And I've just learned that that's what I need. And, right now I'm in my office and I'm in fluorescent lighting. And I can only take so much of that. And I know that how I replenish is when I disconnect, I get off my phone, I get off the electronics, and I literally just get in nature.
The neuroscience supports that totally. I've lived that and I found that to be truthful. I'm going to repeat all those important things you said, because you said a lot of important things. And that's basically giving ourselves a little bit of grace and look at our history. And have we ever really failed because we may have failed, but have we ever really failed just because we decided to totally tune out and not tune back in quick enough or at the right time or with the right level of involvement that we got through it? I beat myself up all the time. Why am I not getting this done today? Well, I know my history tells me that I'm going to get this task done. So I think, resting a little bit on our laurels is okay, I think is what you're saying,
Yeah.
giving yourself that grace, and also to detach,
Yeah.
like in a good way, something, and go into something that really allows us to ground ourselves. So we have that energy. So we're nourishing ourselves. So I think it's a balance, what you're saying. Am I reading that right?
Absolutely. I've been a doer my whole life. And that's because I had to, because I was literally on my own when I was 17. So I've been surviving my entire life. I am no longer welcoming being a survivor and the hustle that has to come from that, and the productivity that has to come from that, the roles that has to come from that, the results that has to come from that. I am stepping into a season that I'm going to be more intentionally slow than I am hustle. Because when we talk about alignment, grind culture is not in alignment with where I want to be today. And I am just setting those boundaries, and that if something requires me to grind and hustle,
you kind of set your boundaries. I think that's the message we want to send to women. We don't need to exactly grind and then beat ourselves up along the way. We've been trained because we do that others. Really. It's what society tells us, and that as we age, we should be slowing down. And I think the message that you are trying to get out to women is that this can be the most wonderful years of our lives.
Yeah, if we want to take the courage to lean into it a little bit, I'm not willing to shrivel up yet. I know. Yeah, this is not my shrivel era.
This is our legacy. That's not who this generation of women are today.
Yeah. No, I love it. I wish I had me as a role model, but unfortunately my mom passed away at a really young age, and so I don't know what that would have looked like, because she was a corporate person. So I don't know what I would have watched with her in this season of life.
Good.
But I know I'm setting a really great example for my girls, that our vitality is there, and our vitality can be there till the end of time. It's just, what are we doing to feed that vitality?
To want to keep going because we really enjoy what we're doing. And that's so important. I've enjoyed this conversation. If we're ready for some rapid fire questions, you're really good at this. Excuse me for reading off my notes. So what are you still learning about yourself?
That I still can feel stuck. And even though, again, I'm in this productivity, vitality, I'm stepping into this new season, there's still a part of me, and it probably could be a habitual way of looking at myself, that I still feel stuck, that I'm not really in that next step. That I'm still in the
You're percolating.
Brewing
that's
stage.
Awesome.
I'm percolating.
And what does intentional living mean to you today?
I would say intentional living for me is actually having a planned, not structure, because I don't think I work really well with structure, but having more intentionality and planning out my days, planning out my weeks, that I'm not just off in the wind and whatever happens, happens, but actually putting some things in place, like travel and some things that I want to accomplish, making those things part of my calendar.
And what is something women need to stop apologizing for?
Oh God, everything. Stop apologizing. It's got to the point that I hear people say, I'm sorry all the time. And I'm like, stop saying I'm sorry. Why are you sorry?
Maybe we should have to put a quarter in a jar every time we say we're sorry. That's funny.
There's another stop saying I'm sorry.
And what makes you feel most alive right today? What makes you feel most alive?
Traveling. Yeah. I just got scuba certified, and that has definitely ignited something in me. I never realized that underwater was such an amazing space, and I'm obsessed. I told my husband he created a monster.
It's something you enjoy together, so that's great. What does your Encore chapter look like today?
If I were to summarize it in a couple words, I would say
Okay,
vitality and
nice.
freedom.
And what can you share with our audience about living the life they want, finding their purpose, whatever that may be?
Probably to
Okay.
stay curious, because we're not going to evolve if we don't get curious, if we don't become a
Right.
student of ourselves, to really ask the hard questions. What do I enjoy? What fires me up? What are my limiting beliefs? What are my barriers? Where do I feel like I need to heal some old wounds? Where do I feel like my body needs support? Do all the functional labs. I just did that not too long ago. And it was great to see things actually in data format. And I'll tell you
Was
though,
that
something fun? I have lived with chronic illness for probably 10 to 15 years. And then I finally got healthy around
okay?
2023. So I had in my mind that I was sick. And there were times that I honestly just felt like I was dying. And I just did these functional labs. And do you know my biological
Oh,
age was
wow.
29? I'm going to be 55 in August. So my biological
That's
age is
great.
29. And if that doesn't light me up to see how young biologically I can
That
become, like I am like here
Good for
for it.
you. Good for you. I love it. I love your energy level, everything that you've shared today, and I love your passion for travel. I know that you started AMG Retreats, which is for women, and it's based on travel and doing things for ourselves to help us to continue to grow and learn and find out who we are and what we want to do. If you'd like to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, actually, I started AMG Retreats before a retreat that I went on last November because I just knew that it was going to be a passion of mine. And it has. It's turned into a passion project that I want to provide a space for women that they can hop in the car, hop on a plane, get outside the normal to-do list, all the roles, all the hats that we carry, and just have a few days for them. There will always be nature involved in the retreats. There will always be some sort of adventure. The one that I'm doing in
Right.
September is a hiking mountain retreat in upstate New York. And there's always going to be some sort of wellness aspect. And so at this retreat, there's going to be yoga, sound healing, cold plunge, sauna, vibroacoustic table that we have access to the whole time we're there. So some different modalities to really get women's nervous systems to get back into a rest state. So then when they leave, they actually feel rejuvenated. They feel replenished. Their soul feels like it actually took a deep breath and exhaled. And those aren't things that we can do when we're still in the grind
Right.
of everything that we do.
Right. It sounds wonderful. I did
Yeah,
check it
you
out,
should
and
come.
I gonna look at my schedule. I love the miniature houses, and then there's like an igloo type looking.
They're called geodomes.
Oh, geodome. Okay, yeah, I remember seeing that on. It does look very enticing. If you've enjoyed listening to Alison as much as I have today, all of this information will be in the show notes of how you can reach her and find out more about her retreats and what she's doing, and follow her on Instagram because she's got a lot of wonderful messages to share. And I'm so glad that she came on Beyond the Glass Slipper today. And it looks like you really have stepped into your encore, and I continue to wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been great. Well, on that note, ladies, I'm going to sign off with my usual stay curious. As always, thank you for spending this time with us here at Beyond the Glass Slipper. If today's conversation resonated with you, be sure to check out the show notes to learn more about our guest, their work, and the resources they shared during this episode. And if you're looking for deeper connection, intentional conversations, and a supportive community of like-minded women stepping into their encore, we invite you to join us inside the Encore Women's Circle through our website, beyondtheglassslipper.com. Simply visit the Connect page and fill out the form, or feel free to reach out directly to me at beyondtheglassslipper55@gmail.com. This episode is part of our Shared Story series, where women courageously share their experiences, lessons, pivots, and reinventions that continue to shape their Encore years. If you have a story that may inspire or encourage another woman, we would love to hear from you. And finally, if you are enjoying these conversations, please take a moment to follow, comment, review, and share the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and social media. Your engagement truly helps us reach more women. Until next time, stay curious, stay intentional, and remember, it's time to let your Encore evolve.